What's up, guys? Today, what we're gonna do is another non-stop blind review. I have not seen any of the games for BLG and AL, so we're gonna start with game 3 because why not? For their compositions, York versus Renekton, it's like it really depends. To be honest, York can be like a very overwhelming champion. It's just, especially like in some of the early trades, just because of the way his Q is, like healing him. You're just playing on grass procs. But he is against Shad0w Renekton, which is like a very scary situation to be in overall, to be honest. Like him getting one shot, like you just can't do anything then. Like that's just unfortunately, like he will not out heal that situation, and especially if he loses flash, like ouch. Now for AL, like I think a big component for them when I'm gonna be watching this is like seeing how they play in the mid jungle, especially with the support tied in. Because this is good. I mean, like, literally, they can get on top of this guy pretty easily. They can get his flash, and then the Jarvan hits 6, and they're off to the races. This guy starts getting pushed. He can start moving to either side. That's how they're probably going to break open the game. For these guys, it's very much oriented on playing for the Renekton. He could play for the Lucian as well, and they could go that route. But it's not actually required. To be honest, like, if the Renekton's, like, ahead enough, going into the mid stage of the game, you're probably pretty happy. And of course, they do need to be mindful of like defending this guy and praying he's doing okay. So let's get into it.
We're getting there.
Maybe some of the more reserved BLG fans are like, "Oh crap, we won a game. Okay,
Exactly.
we can be fair weather fans."
I was gonna make that exact point. That's exactly what happened in the Ultra Prime that night.
Slow the volume just a little bit.
Where as soon as Ultra Prime won a game, there was like 2 people that cheered.
So he fails to get a ward, and they're poised to actually take the ward. Meanwhile, they get a ward of their own on the enemy Raptors, so they don't know where Shad0w is starting.
I was wondering if this was actually going to be an unsealed spellbook Shad0w game. I feel like
And they'll know when Jarvan is starting by around 220, because by then he should have shown on the Raptors if he started bot side.
make some things happen, so unfortunate to see, but again, tank stats totally fine in the situation.
And if he's not there by 220, then he started top side.
TP, like rotate yourself back to the clear camps, like or
Ooh,
get
Jungler knowing how to use TP. Let's slow down there.
So he's pathing away from the Renekton, which is interesting. They did get a nice little trade onto Hope, so now they're starting to get some like priority, right? Good for them. Good job on.
Especially in these matchups, but doesn't have that same mid-game power spike we saw from him from like 2 or 3 years ago, where he would sit with like rapid fire second.
So, like I said, they know Jarvan, where Jarvan is. The Renekton just needs to be mindful that he's not like over forcing some situations just because like of like how York is.
We might get a full clear Jarvan here, but maybe in the mid lane.
Yeah,
I mean, he should full clear. There's like not really much for him to do per se otherwise.
maybe that's just the most logical thing to do at this point. I think the Shadow is a little bit quicker, at least for now. Not gonna matter.
His bot lane does not have priority. He shows the Shad0w. He's just gonna go top for the crap.
Just gonna be completely fine with rotating.
The chances of them getting to play on mid is probably pretty minuscule before he has to base and go back and repeat his clears. So yeah, Shad0w is first to base and be present on the map. And they know where Jarvan is because he also hit the Vision Plant, which extended into the tier 2. Gets a ward, faces away. The Shad0w is probably gonna leave the Renekton alone. Man, they are getting some very, very solid trades on the Hope. Like, well fucking played. This guy should... This is the cannon wave, so I guess they're gonna try to have Nautilus hold the wave, sack HP. Ooh, they can't. Because the wave was already starting, so I guess it was too late. If they base here, they kind of just like auto sack. They could have York base and TP bot, which is looks like that's what they're doing. And BLG's actually just matching it before it even happens. Ooh, he went Bramble York. That's awful. Okay, so already I can say right now that BLG are in like a very good spot in this game. The Renekton, like going the item he went is like fine. I do think Bramble is just not good. And of course this puts the York, who TP's bot with a pulling wave. His wave's pushing out. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. This was so well set up for them. Because both junglers are pathing down. And so like you're playing with your top laner. That's exactly where BLG wants to be. And the wave was like, they didn't have any vision for the York. Jarvan has sweeper, so he can't place any vision. Didn't have pink, doesn't look like. That's rough. That's very rough. The York is like in essentially the shitter. Don't get me wrong, he can still get out of it because he's York, but
he was robbed of the player of the game.
it's not going to be easy, especially, again, also because he went Bramble.
Final decider, at least for now.
So we have Grubs in 30. No one has touched the drag.
And he's getting jungle attention, which is nice. Shad0w is definitely helping him out. It is part of what this pair is able to do. So for the time being, let's see how much more Bin can actually get done in this matchup. There's also no Flunder did not even bother to summon the maiden.
They're going to interrupt their clear, it looks like, so they can start the Grubs, which means that Jarvan, who's just clearing down, has opportunities to both play for the enemy camps and then go for, like, okay, like in this case, like literally, like the Renekton is getting caught. It shouldn't really happen. I mean, like, he should just be, like, mindful of, like, this is the stage where they could opt to just go bot, and sack the Grubs.
Game 3 with a new jungler. They're looking to try to have that miracle run continue as they go in on to Drake. Shad0w not even getting there in time. It's Tarzan to secure the smite, but he should be able to get taken down by that Arcane Storm Knight, the one to claim the kill. But here comes the rest of anyone's legends. Kyle in with that dredge line, force the flash away.
Is it a 1-for-1?
Hope flashes over the wall to try to
It's a
take down
1-for-1.
Leona, but the Leona might just be too tanky. Somehow keeping himself alive to that permafrost stack to land on a hope, but it won't be enough.
They'll take that, though, because the Lucian's hitting top, and York doesn't have TP yet, so...
No one is answering this Lucian right now.
York, man, I mean, like, he kind of wants a TP top, but, like, this guy ends up getting, what, 2 plates, crashes the waves, denies waves, they don't get the dragon, but they do pick 1, and it's like a 1-for-1, and the Senna had to use flash. It's pretty good. It's pretty damn good. And the victor of all people got the kill, which is, like, super, super good. And yeah, I'll take the Senna losing her flash to go for this, because now I can play on that as the Sejuani.
She moves all the way down to the dragon, and Jarvan had been soloing this objective by himself. So, in the way that AL have been very self-sufficient for their laners, not necessarily playing for Tarzan's objective, BLG are just saying, okay, look, we love to play around our solo lanes. Let's just give them a nice, large injection of gold. So, BLG, I mean, Bin has that assist we saw earlier. Not even picking up a kill means that he's a little bit closer to his evolves. There's a good start here for Billy, almost 2,000 gold.
Also, by Sejuani doing what she did, because she did her Raptors and then she did Grubs, her clears are, like, a little delayed. They fought the dragon, and it kind of lets his camps respawn in a way that he's, like, kind of going pathing up with his duo lane, which is, yeah, it's really not that bad at the end of the day. Like, the Jarvan had to move away from the Senna dot to clear his camps, and so they didn't really have much to do, so we're playing for the crap. They made 0 plays on the victor, so they're kind of failing, like, their early game, like, win con of, like, how to, like, really be oppressive on the map. And he went too far. Shit.
Pops the Dominus also kills the maiden here, so a lot of the power budget of York's state is placed.
That was good. Yeah, I mean, if he kills the maiden, yeah, like, losing the maiden, especially in the early stages, it's like a 2+ minute cooldown. It's very bad, and he doesn't have flash. I mean, he can't outplay it or anything. I don't even know why he's still there versus waiting for his allies. Damn, I really need to go back watching that. I'm not gonna lie. Herald's in a minute 30. Dragon's in 30 seconds. No flash is still... Well, no flash on Jarvan. Senna flash will be up. This is actually set up so well. I mean, like, they should just go... Like, okay, he's gonna clear top the bot, but honestly, I much would have preferred seeing him actually just go into bot doing his camps because of the way it's gonna line up with Herald as well. And if this guy's gonna TP bot anyways, like, yeah, I feel like that's just way better because the way he's doing it now makes it so that, like, he's gonna do the dragon and then he's, what? Gonna do his bot camps? Probably not. Like, he probably is gonna have to send it to Herald if these guys are gonna cross map, which they should. Because at this point, I'm not fighting the Herald. Like, hell, or not the dragon, sorry. As, AL. Like, hell no, I'm not touching that objective. So now the question is, are they now saying they're, oh wow, that guy is eating shit, and then Elk just kind of kills himself. So now the Herald's like kind of just off the table entirely, when in reality they could have contested it, and I do feel like that's a small error, to be honest. Now the Victor's sending it bot.
Now teleport comes in from Shanks as well. It'll be a 2v3 unless Shanks doesn't get there in time. Flandre flashes away for the Glacial Prism, but still will get taken down. Shanks to be able to make at least one go down alongside him.
Oh, they got 2. Wow. They actually picked up 2 from that. They picked up both soul laners. Jeez. But it's a little weird of a move by... I mean, like, don't get me wrong. It's a kind of an odd, like, situation because it's like, oh, the Victor TP'd bot to dive at Yorick, who's already kind of losing. And to me, if I'm AL, like, I'm not matching the TP. Like, I'm not gonna TP my Rise down there. I'm probably just gonna let it happen because we're not even, like, established on bot side. And just play for the top turret. And just be like, okay, I guess we'll play for the top turret and save our TP, and then we have double TPs to kind of do something. And now they don't. Now they have none of that.
Nicely done again by Kyle, trying to cancel that initial game. The solar play still will connect. The arcane storm doing so much damage, but finally here comes Tarzan. The Cataclysm is going to be his own demise.
Shit.
The bars are still low, and Hope is fully HP on the backline alongside
Shit.
Shanks, but still, Shanks takes forward, nearly takes down L. On to the first target, Shad0w right now on the
Wow.
run. And Shanks and Hope
Well
save
played.
the fight for AL.
I hope they show a replay. I'm for sure gonna have to go back. Like, honestly, I have such a crushing need to rewind to look at some things over again just to make sure, like, I'm seeing it the right way. Because when they're contesting this, you know, what's happening, if you look on top side, the York pushed off the Lucian, and that's why the fight becomes so good for AL, and it's awesome that Shanks actually like, pushes in afterwards, knowing this happened, because yeah, like, Lucian's doing no damage in that fight. He's definitely one of their stronger members, and because he's not there, you know, yeah, they can, like, kind of one-shot the Nautilus, whatever the case is, and then your damage kind of drops a little bit. That's where the Lucian comes in, but he's not there. And then, by the time he finally does join, like, they've already taken way too much damage, where it's like, we cannot frontline anymore for the Lucian to hit. And Shanks goes in. So, like, well played, Shanks. Like, now he's 3-1, and he's, like, yeah, they're in it, for sure. 3-1 for Senna and Rise. They can play the game. I don't like that the Rise is sacking bot just to shift mid, because I think if you're gonna do that way, then you should always be able to transfer the mid to bot for vision, so that he can go back bot, or at least you can contest the dragon. This way, he's like kind of shifting towards mid, but nothing's happening. Like, literally nothing's happening on their side that they're benefiting from. Like, even now, like, the Rise is defending mid, but he's like, he could be trying to cheat bot wave. So Shanks is like not really, they're not getting anything done with Shanks' strength at all. And it looks like they might even get caught. I think the only reason why that didn't turn out to be like the worst thing ever is because BLG's carries were not in range to full hit when they went. So like, they started, it looks like a catch, but people are in range to actually do damage. So AL is like not really actually in a bad spot. Even now, it's like, even now, like, it was almost a little similar to that. It's just the main difference is Lucian was in range to hit his R, so like there was good, like, actual damage being pressed into there. I didn't really see where Shanks was. Shanks is above. And then here comes the Rise. Rise has flash. He kind of needed to flash it downward. I mean, there's definitely a chance that this could have turned out better for them, because you could tell, like, it was still like a little close. But yeah, having initiation and like starting first on BLG's side has a lot of benefit.
Slow at this point. They're trying to bait in anyone's legend. Shanks is on the way, as you mentioned, having that ultimate at his disposal. Icon is at 5,000 HP. Donnie Shad0w comes over the top. Health bars on BLG are starting to melt a little bit. AL regaining control of pit. Shad0w's going to get in there and try to claim this for his team. If they want to have a chance, there's in, they go. Who's going to get it? It's secured by On. And now the arcane
On got it.
Rip apart the defending champions of the LPL. BLG find themselves the team fight. They get the Icon. It's a double killing for Finn and Hope's the last remaining survivor. As L
so BLG literally pulled back on the objective, which forced AL to kind of move forward into their zone. But I'm curious, what was the Jarvan thinking in that situation? Oh my god. I really want to see what actually happens.
Gets them a 7,000 gold lead, and somehow On, of all people, with that Spellbook Smite is the one to secure this objective.
Kyle has not been looking for Spellbook Smites, and Kyle was unable to use any of his abilities onto Shad0w before the fight started. Blocked off, and the rest of the fight is just a wash from that point on. It has looked a little back and forth, but
I mean, like, I feel like the Rise needed to be in a different position, and I feel like the York and the Rise positions should have been switched. Because if I was looking at that correctly, the Rise was sitting on the left, and York was sitting more towards the group. But if, like, Rise wants to be in a position where it's like, if you're initiating, Rise is full hitting. And I don't think he was able to full hit, which would affect your DPS greatly because your DPS is heavily leaning on the Senna.
it's still tough here.
And of course, taking 5v5s with a York is like not the greatest. So it's like you're already at a small deficit when it comes to like straight 5v5 front back situations. Like the enemy clearly has Leona or Sejuani or Nectin, and they have a Victor. Like there is like an advantage there.
So far in this series, and now they're looking for Shanks. A beautiful hex gate over is going to cause chaos in the Baron pit right now. Shanks goes down. Tarzan is trying to take down Ned, and he does, but he doesn't have a lot of health bars left. Hope is only alongside him for now, and Tarzan will try to get in on the L, try to finish off some sort of kill, but it'll be all for naught.
I mean, the Renekton wasn't even there, by the way.
To shut the door on this series. Shad0w dashing forward, the new jungler, helping out secure the ace and help BLG get their way over to the Baron.
Ben is continuing to play side lane Renekton. He does not want to be part of most of these fights. Opens up the inhibitor for his team. The Baron's going to go over to BLG. And AL, for as dominant as they've been, mechanically sometimes they do flounder. I think a big problem with them sometimes is
I feel like AL just doesn't really know what they want to do with their champions, especially how they want to move around the map with Ryze. Like, let's look at this situation. Ryze is going to push out bot. Dragon's in 220. Baron, like...
What happened to Flantra, man? Like, we're getting dry solo kills like this in the middle of the map.
Ouch.
It's a good flank there from Bin while this is happening, and it cuts off Flantra from reaching. Just the rest of the team isn't there.
Yeah, I mean, he cut off the York, so it's just a pure 4v4, but it's like the people are so disconnected that it ends up being like kind of awful. You're trying to all in the Renekton, can't really kill it, do it. It's probably the game. Yeah, it's just the game, straight up. I have a few things I need to look over. 100% there's a few things I need to look over. Before I get into it, we'll just go through the MVP list. I would say... Funny enough, it actually might be Shad0w. It might actually be Shad0w for this game, to be honest. He did move around the map. He was like starting most of the situations. I think On Oso was like definitely a good honorable mention for this game. The worst player of the game is... It probably is Flandre. It probably is Flandre. I mean, this guy just... I mean, he didn't do anything. He was just completely invisible. And I do think that these guys failed to use their main like win con in the beginning of the game. So like, let's start like I said, like this situation here was like killer. Like this really ruined them in many ways. And the Jarvan is looking to do a play through top, right? Why is he not thinking about doing a play on mid? Like, why is there no outlook towards like making something happen on mid? And so that's the thing. Like, I think Tarzan was looking through side way too much. You know, we progressed this like a little bit. He hit 6. You know, they push out Bin. Like that was really good, right? Then they start this like dragon situation.
Going to be destined great here for BLG.
But they pull it to the left.
Overall, good trade,
which doesn't really make any sense. The Ryze has TP to go for this, but he doesn't really actually want a TP. So, honestly, if you look at this situation, the Senna should be full hitting this the entire time. The Nautilus can go get vision, but if the Senna's full hitting, they probably take Dragon before it becomes an actual contest. Then it becomes an actual contest, in which case Jarvan's like, well, yeah, I kind of just get shit on for this. Whatever the case is, it progresses. You have Jarvanar. They're scared of top game Dove. There's vision here, but like notice he's not even playing on the right side or anything like that. There's just nothing happening. Like this play in the end, like I'm gonna show what happens. Is this the one I think it is? Oh, this is a different one.
Not any much damage left onto it, but it will be a
yeah, this is a different one. This was pretty good by them, but clearly, like the Victor has for oh, I guess the Ryze has ulti, so it's like not like technically like fully. Yeah, it's like okay. And unfortunately, like the Senna's like just stuck up here, and the Nautilus should be sending it top. I don't even know why he's going mid. I mean, I guess he's going mid because yeah, he could be Dove, he could be Dove. They kind of just have the advantage of either they can dive mid or top, and there's no way they're gonna know.
Hope alive
for the Herald.
Yeah, and if you notice, like they see these guys clearly shifting up. Like they see these guys shifting up, and they do actually a quick low play on him just to test. Just to test. They're not going to go all in. They're just going to see, is it open? And that actually, like, that's why they went for it. They do get back in time. And then this one, like I said, like, they're sending this guy bot. Like, they're cross-mapping with the Victor TP. Why do we have the TP to match it?
From Shanks as well. Going to be a 2v3 unless Shanks doesn't get there in time. Flandre flashes away from the Glacial Prism, but still will get taken down. Shanks going to be able to make.
I mean, like, Bin dies, but like, this is, in the end of the day, it's pretty awful, because if you can look how this goes, he would have pushed out top. The Renekton has no TP to actually go top. The Lucian's in base. I don't know if they know that, but like, the Lucian's in base. Like, there's, what are they gonna do? They're gonna full hit this? They could just Herald if the two of them stay and ram it down. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, this is just not, this is not really a fantastic play by BLG, but it turns out that way, you know? And then we get into this fight, and so watch what happens to the Lucian. So look, Renekton and Lucian should walk together. He actually gets hit by a E, and then Flandre actually gets to go on him, and so he's just not there the entire time. Now, if Lucian actually is involved in this play, this is actually much, much better for BLG. But it wasn't. And so, like, the real question is, like, what happens after this, like, fight? And why they couldn't do anything. Because, like, these guys are clearly, like, in your face. They're playing off, like, the Lucian lane pretty heavily. And so you would think, okay, we need to go through side. We need to go through side. We need to go through side. Why is the Rise shifting? We should be going through side and like, fishing one time. Yes, the Renekton has TP. Like, yes, that can be an issue per se, but like, you're just trying to one-shot or do anything. Like, your Nautilus can also skip the mid-wave per se if you wanted to make something work. Regardless, even if, let's say you give up the drag, you still should look to fish in that kind of area, but they don't. And then when they finally go, it's like, the Lucian actually was in range to do damage, but he got Nautilus Art, so he couldn't actually do anything. Yeah, I think I've seen enough, but really, like, after rewatching some of these phases, for sure, Tarzan just didn't do enough around mid. That's just for certain. Kyle, like, yeah, they were kind of being pressured a lot, so I understand why support wasn't so involved in those situations. Yeah, Flandre did not do a good job versus the Renekton, and his build was not the most ideal. And I would say after the Rise goes up 3-1, like, they need to figure their shit out. Whether it's like matching the Rise into the Renekton so he can actually beat that guy out, which he does, and then the York just kind of farms against the Victor. Or, like, yeah, you send the Rise across the other side, you give up the Dragon, and you actually make a play on Renekton with Rise Jarvan, which also can work. But they need to do something, and they did. And the game just got away from them. Because BLG just kept engaging straightforward, and your return damage is basically heavily dependent on Rise, which is not ideal. Like, he has to be in, like, the perfect position to do anything, and I think the only time was like this fight here, in which case, look where Shanks is. So look, Shanks, like, has issues fighting this. Imagine if Shanks is just blasting people when he's here, and then York is here. Like, if they have their positions swapped over, does it not look just way better? It does, but he wasn't there, so he actually couldn't do anything. Bin did a good job intercepting him. And yeah, it didn't turn out so well. But that's it, guys. You know, that's AL versus BLG, Game 3. Congrats to BLG for beating AL. I mean, that's damn well impressive, especially for your new starting jungler. Like, damn, okay. Get it. Thanks for watching, guys.